What's going on, guys? So today I got that and that, and underneath here is some test pipes, and then also we're gonna tint the windows. Well, he's gonna show me how. That's Alex, by the way, and then that's Alex too.
Is there?
Alex 1, Alex 2.
The original.
But oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys something. So I'm going to back out of my fucking carport, and I hit the side. So yeah, and then to top it all off, I'm driving down the road, and this douchebag in a pickup truck hit a box, and it flew up and hit me, and it broke this in half. So now the boys gotta go get a new front bumper. I think I'm gonna get this like off-brand Nismo front bumper, because I was looking into the Nismo ones, and those, yeah, those, they're so expensive. They're like, just for the front bumper, it's like 12 to 1600 bucks. So I found one that's like KDB or KBD, something like that. That one only runs, I think it was like 300 bucks. So I'll probably end up doing that. But in the meantime, we're gonna start getting stuff ready for tinting the windows while my car cools down. All right, so these are the tools that you're supposed to use. Explain what they are, Alex.
So you have a squeegee. This is probably what we'll use the most, just because it's probably the easiest to work with. It works great on almost anything. Obviously, you want to have a couple hard cards for when you're hitting corners, when you're actually shrinking the window film. I usually use this one for like edges. A lot of vehicles get real tight in the corners, so we use this to kind of get in there. I have a couple other tools somewhere, but I'm a hard time finding them.
Now, what were you saying about the soap?
So with the soap, you want to use I recommend Dawn dish soap. It's not oil based. It's gonna keep the water the smoothest. You don't want to use a whole lot. Using too much, it keeps the, well, how do I say, the window film. It makes it real slippery on the inside. So when you're actually applying it on there, it's harder to get out if you use too much soap. So you don't want to use a whole lot. It's easier if you use a little, like about a quarter size of soap. It's easier on the windows to actually take out when you're actually sticking it. This is the first window we're gonna, yeah, I saw that. This is the first window we're gonna do. Obviously it's a little cracked right here, so we gotta work with what we got. It won't be too bad. Once you actually do the cutout, you still have to shape the edges anyways, without like having the window on there.
This is on the outside.
Yeah, it's on the outside. That's what I'm saying. See, it won't be bad. Like right here, like it'll probably, like when I go with the razor, it'll hit right here. It's gonna hit right here.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because you'll see what I do. Because I don't shape the corners on this thing or anything like that. I shape the corners on my finger. But you want to make sure it's clean, dude. You don't want to, when there's dirt in there and you like go to like swipe over, you can actually rip the tint if there's dirt under it. So just always make sure you clean it. I use these little Brillo pad things, these soft pads, because it'll help you get any excess dirt out of the way or fucking bird shit like that.
All right, so we're gonna clean up this window real quick, and then when we put the first one on, I mean, that's all I'm gonna record is just the first one, because obviously once you know that, then it's gonna be simple. I mean, you just gotta do the same thing for everything else. Pretty much what he did was sprayed a bunch of the soapy water, and he's putting it on there so we can take the measurement and cut it, and then we're gonna put it on the inside and do it.
So with all these, remember this tint only shrinks top to bottom, it won't shrink side to side. So the way the roll comes out, that's how you stick the tint. You can't like flip it and stick it this way. Yeah. Then it'll shrink, but you're gonna have the hardest fucking time in the world. This is where fucking good old squeege comes into play. I constantly wet it, dude, so it doesn't fucking crease the tint. So since this window is already out, you know, there's no excess frame on this door on these cars for the doors. So it makes it a little bit easier to fucking cut the window. Usually I start from the bottom and I go up, but because there's no frame, I can start it on top and then go from the top to the bottom, which is great because a lot of times that's like 10 times easier. This is where this comes into play. Remember how I told you that fucking I don't sometimes I usually do this, but sometimes I have to pull it out all the way.
Yeah.
So only when I'm cutting it this way. So I'm starting on this side. This is the pain in the butt side. All the way to the edge. Out. And it's okay to rip it. You see how it's like weird right here? There's a little piece right here. You probably can't see it, but it goes up a little bit. You'll see me. I'm gonna adjust it. This is why you want to use a stainless steel blade. It's gonna cut better. And then you fucking go back to small. So this is the hardest part. A lot of people fuck up on here. Like, I mean, I've done it before. I've been there. But some people, they'll cut.
They won't cut it long enough, so it won't go in there.
Yeah, they won't cut it long enough.
It looks like shit after.
Yeah, it does. And then down here is pretty easy because you can cut like right along the gasket, which is what I recommend everybody does.
Yeah, because you can tuck it in.
Yeah, you can tuck it in, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I mean, it still matters, but not as people think. So I usually leave a gap like that. I'll usually leave that kind of gap. But again, I've been doing it for a fucking while. At this point in my life, it doesn't matter. I work with it. I'm going through the process. I spray it to stick it on there. I spray it again to get the water out from the bottom so it doesn't move, it doesn't shift as much. You know what I mean? And then like this corner right here. So I mean by freehanding it, just kind of shape it like that. Then I do the same thing with this one. I'll just cut it. You have your window for the most part. Well, the fun part comes along where we actually fucking shrink the window, shrink the tint to take the shape of the window. Pretty easy, right? So far?
So far.
It's just more tedious than anything. It's not hard to tint windows. It just gets annoying sometimes. So on this part, you want to leave, because it hangs off right here. So you're gonna leave one side flat. So I recommend using this side as the flat side because this part's gonna hang off. But you don't want to leave this side as the even part because then it's gonna fucking flap up here and not be able to shrink it right. So we got all that down. Now we can just, it's kind of a wetting game. You gotta constantly wet it because it dries up. It's fucking hard to work with.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Tinting windows is like sex. You're either good at it or you're not. There's no kind of good, you know. Saying you're kind of good at sex is like saying you almost got laid. And you almost getting laid doesn't count as you getting laid, right? Same fucking concept.
Facts.
You're either good at tint or you're not. Saying you're kind of good at tint means you're kind of bad at tint. you see how the window comes up right here like this? That's all that excess stuff. That's what we gotta get rid of. We gotta get rid of the fingers. I call them fingers, some people call them bubbles. There's a difference. The fingers, because they creep up. If it bubbles up, you'll actually see a bubble, like a bubble in the middle somewhere. That's where we use this bad boy, the hard card. I use this one, and then I use, I use this one I'm sticking. I usually use this one or this one. You see how it goes away?
Whack-a-mole.
You don't want to shrink too much or you're going to melt the tint. So some of these windows are easier than others. This one's a fucking easy window. Like I said, it's got no frame. It's easier to fucking shrink. Flat windows, you never have to fucking shrink. You just have to fucking, it's just harder to cut. I think it's harder to cut a flat window. Like trucks, you know how they have the 3 different windows? It's harder to cut those, you gotta be more precise. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't have a gasket where the tint can slide into. So you gotta be more exact on those. If you mess up even a little bit, you can see like the light from the outside a lot more. But this is it. This is window 1. We cut it out already. Excuse me, Marcus. This is the worst part about window tinting. This is what people hate the most. One, I hate that your car is dirty.
Me too.
Give me that thing right there.
The squeegee.
Yeah, give me the big squeegee. This is why it's good to be Mexican, because you have a whole bunch of shit in your house that you're probably never going to use, and then you realize you actually want to use it.
Sounds about right.
You shouldn't do that on your car. You can do that, it's fine.
Yeah, you got a working boy working on your car.
I'll go to the car wash.
You're gonna have to after this, yeah. So you don't want to, if you're gonna do this, don't press too fucking hard. Especially because there's dirt on it.
So now he's spraying the inside.
Pass me a rag from the inside of my bag, please. So I usually always have like at least 3 rags on me. Put one here, one back here just in case, and then I carry one for this kind of stuff. I don't like to leave this all wet because it stains it. Especially in the middle of the summer. It sucks.
Especially out here in Arizona. Arizona gets hot.
Oh yeah.
That's the reason why I'm tinting my windows.
So this, you want to make sure you dig in there too, just so you can get all the dirt out, even on the top layer of this. If it's cloth, the inside has like cloth on the top here. Pretty much kind of SOL right there. You got to work with what you got. Tips to make this easier: if you want to take more time, you can like pop this thing off, and it'll help you move this gasket right here. That's up to you guys though, completely. But if you want to pop it off, you can just take like a fucking flathead screwdriver, not a tiny one, like a bigger one, and it'll pop right off. Unless it's not cold outside and you got man hands, you can just pop it off with your hand. But we're cold today. We're not doing that. That piece might fucking bother us. No, it'll be fine. It's good. As long as you can squeeze that fucking...
Sorry. Are you good?
Alright. So this is the fun part. I'm going to show you how I do it, because I'm usually alone when I'm doing this. You don't have to do it this way, but for me, I feel it works the best. Again, like I said, because I'm usually by myself when I'm tinning. I don't really have backup when I'm tinning. So it makes it easier for me to do it this way. And it makes sense why I clean the car, because of the way that I do it. So on these, you gotta be real careful when you're peeling off the actual film. It's like a sticker. So this is like perfect weather to tint because it's not windy outside. But normally I'll just stick it on there, but since usually I do this alone, and if I'm ever not around and you're tinting a car by yourself, it'll be good for you to know how to do this. So just take the tint and roll it. You don't have to roll it tight, just roll it all together. All right, water stays in there, and then you can leave it like that much. Just give it a couple sprays. In the summer, I'm used to doing this in the summer, so I spray a lot of water. In the summer, you want to be spraying a lot of water. In the winter, it's not that big of a deal, but pretty much this is what we're doing. Once you get that part on there, the rest of this is fine to leave on there. But this is where I would use these bad boys right here, because see how I can move around? That's why you want to have enough soap and shit. See? That is a pain in the ass. Well, most of the time it's a pain in the ass. But see, it's this side that's
giving you trouble.
Yep. Oh shit.
There you go.
See, these are bubbles. Those are bubbles.
Yeah.
Big difference between bubbles and fingers.
How it feels when you have condiments.
So that's pretty much how you tint a window. I mean, as you can see, it doesn't take too long, even when you're given instructions. You just gotta
Squeegee out everything.
Yeah, but not too tight. No, not too tight, not too hard. You gotta remember, especially in the weather right now, it's gonna take a few days for it to completely dry. After a couple days, your windows do get darker for a few weeks, and then they fade out a little bit. So that's how tint works. Depending what kind of tint you use, like I use products from a company called Let me not throw that out there. I don't know if this is going on YouTube. So the company that I use is a very, very great company. It's actually based here out of Tempe. It's based out of Arizona here in Tempe. Maybe like 15, 20 miles away from us. Their tint is great. Their tint is designed to fade gray. You know you have cheap tint when after like 4 months it fades and it looks purple.
Yeah.
You're looking outside the window and then
plenty of times.
Yeah, everything looks like a shade of purple. That's how you know it's really crappy tint. The better the tint, the easier it is to shrink. And even if you like get creases, like the really like the stuff that I use, even if you get a crease in it, you can actually push a bubble into the crease and you can shrink it out. So it's like idiot proof. But this is pretty much how you tint a window. These are the easier ones. You have other cars where they have for the frame around the whole window. Those are the ones that start from the bottom up. Next time we tint a car, maybe we'll have one of those and we'll make another video and we'll show you guys how to do those. For the most part, that's it, man. I mean, Would it take me like 30 minutes? Just because, pretty much because I'm trying to go step by step.
Yeah. All right. So, well, technically it says 23 minutes. That's how long this clip is.
Well, look, there you go.
I'm gonna have to trim it down.
You see at the bottom?
Yeah.
So when you close it, you always want to see the bottom because you have extra stuff. So there's always some extra bubbles. Then we were jumped the gun a little bit, which is fine because that happens all the time. If you tint windows and you say, "Oh, I never get bubbles afterwards," you're a fucking liar. You just have to press them all back in there. And if they keep coming up, pass me the heat gun. Note to self. That's. Oh, it's a fucking broken glass. Ah! It got me.
All right.
That's it. That's one window. It's gonna look darker once the rest are done.
So that's how you do it. I'm gonna break this into 2 videos. I know I said I was gonna do my exhaust, but this has been kind of a long video. So stay tuned for the ISR exhaust install. Until next time, like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Peace.
Block party.